Here we go, onward to essay number two. And I hope you enjoyed reading and writing about David Bowie's Space Oddity as a way of introducing the class. And in this way, we're kind of taking another detour here away from literature and towards nonfiction writing. We want to kind of dig in a little bit more into understanding a couple key concepts related to science fiction, and that really has to do with technology in the future. And so in this unit, we're detouring only in that we're trying to fulfill some of the critical thinking components of this class, and also these are great foundational skills for any type of analysis, including literary analysis. And so in this unit, I'm asking you to read two essays, both one on technology and one about the future. And so I ask that you read Neil Postman's The Judgment of Thamus, which is about technology and culture, and then Yuval Levin's Imagining the Future, which is really a theoretical piece all about the future. And then you'll choose one of those two to do a rhetorical analysis of, looking more closely at things like logos, pathos, and ethos, and how the authors are using those things effectively or not effectively, maybe. And we'll also review fallacies and fallacious thinking to kind of help you also consider whether or not the writers are falling into some sort of a fallacy or fallacious reasoning in their use of logos, pathos, or ethos. So, again, when you identify fallacies, you're essentially saying that, this is weakening the argument. It's because it's not holding water per se, I guess, fallacies. It's when a premise doesn't logically support the conclusion. That's this is some skills to help us look at a piece of nonfiction. This is also akin to literary analysis in that you're doing a close reading of a nonfiction work, whereas when we read the fictional pieces, whether they be short stories or poems or longer pieces, novels, and or plays, or even when we're watching or reading a movie, we're looking and trying to do careful, close analysis of those things to make careful reasoned judgments called inferences about them. And so in this case, you're going to be carefully looking at one of the two essays, one of the two non-fictional pieces, and asking yourself about the rhetorical analysis and how the logical structure of this really either supports or maybe even you can both support and also kind of hold back the author's original intention or the original point they're trying to get across. Okay, that's the introduction to this unit, so go ahead and click on and get into it. The kind of first things you're going to do is really kind of read each piece, each of the two essays, and put in a journal. Then you'll move on to discussing each one in a discussion, and then finally you're going to do some sentence exercises in this one. We're going to be learning about positives. They're a great structure for you to learn about. You should both be seeing those in reading and then also using them as a writer. And in this unit, what'll be different from the first unit, you will do peer response. So do remember that you have to get a first draft into peer response but before midnight on Saturday, and check the calendar for that date. But then after submitting that, then that's when the system go ahead and pushes out to you and everyone else 2 essays to review. And in reviewing, I'm expecting you to both annotate their work using the editing tool. So you're going to click View Feedback when you come back to that peer review assignment, and then also fill out the rubric and give them a score. That's not the score you're going to get on your essay. You get credit for just doing those steps. But I do expect everybody to go through that process, and please try to do it timely so that everybody can get feedback from each other. And for me, it's more important that you give quality feedback than you get quality feedback, quite honestly. Record those steps also in your process and reflect on peer response. That'll be the next step, and then finally you'll be turning it into both the portfolio into the assignments where I graded. And then you'll be, handing in a final grading chart and self-reflection. So that's kind of the whole look at the unit, and I hope that helps. And so now you can jump right to it or figure out the best schedule for you to get started. Okay,